Perhaps later we will talk again.
I'm a very good Jedi, Juhani. I follow all the rules, don't you know? I know the codex from the Jedi archives as best as anybody can possibly imagine. You should get on my level, jeez.
Alright, well that was fun. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam, this is HM04 Gaming. Welcome you back to Knights of the Old Republic. In the last episode, we wrapped up the last few quests here on Tatooine. We became a master swoop bike racer. We helped out the Sand People clan. We got Circa off their back by just giving the chieftain's gaffy stick to Circa, even though we did it in a peaceful solution and not what they wanted. And then we took on, quote-unquote, a crate dragon. Yeah, we just blew him up with some mines and took his, pearl. I'm sure there's nothing that great. We learned the history of the Sand People, and then we came back to the ship to wrap it up. Before we talk to all of our crew members, because that's what you do in the old Republic and old BioWare games in general, Mass Effect included, please hit like, hit subscribe, do all those things on down below. And since it's an In-Between Planets episode, let's talk to our crew members.
How can I help?
You can start by telling me more, because I would really like to finish up your tragic backstory. Do you know anything that could be done with the Grizzix on board? I didn't even know you can ask them that.
I wish I could help you with that.
And she just drops the entire conversation. Jeez, thanks, Basilisk.
How can I help?
You didn't even entertain it. I'd like to know more about you.
Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity,
Please
given
and
the
thank
bond
you.
that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Tal Ravan, as all Padawans do.
Tal Ravan?
My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged.
So the Jedi separate children from their families? Question mark?
Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly.
Don't you miss your family at all?
Like all who join the Order, I have learned to embrace the life I've chosen. I had to let go of my attachments to my family.
You don't sound very convinced.
It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably still do. You and your father were close?
Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her and the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken.
You never tried to get in touch with your father again?
A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter.
Or it can turn you into a robot that has no sympathy for anybody whatsoever. Just throwing that out there. But if a Jedi were to love, surely it wouldn't be all bad.
Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I do not wish to discuss this anymore.
You do, but you see, I want to keep talking
How can I help?
Oh, no, we don't have anything. Huh? Carth, do you have anything?
Yes, what's...
You've been very quietly lately. Do you know?
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
Oh, poor baby. You need filling in some details? Jesus. I'm not the one living you out of the loop, Carth.
No? Well, you certainly aren't helping matters any either. And it's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange?
They told me that the allure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I'm afraid it will lead me down an all too familiar path. I don't know why they said I would be familiar with this path, and why I was so great with my training. Huh, where's that option? They thought it would be more important that I help find the star maps instead.
And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you?
I mean, mean, they said there's a bond between me and Bastila and myself.
A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
Listen, I'm in the dark as much as you, Ed. I don't know if this is just typical behavior taking on the Dark Lord of the Sith as a Padawan, or what's going on, but, you know, I'm sick of listening to your rant. I'm here, and that's not going to change. Get over it. Are you saying I'm not needed?
No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted, or that
Carth?
I want to go. It's
buds.
just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again.
Whoa, I'm sick of listening to this. And just what are you going to do about it? I am not going to betray you. I am not Saul.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look,
Jesus.
I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
Carth, there's something in my mind that's telling me that the pathway to darkness can lead to many abilities. No, that's not it. Carth, turn away from the dark. No. Revenge is not the Jedi way. That's it, but you're not a Jedi. Revenge is not the answer unless there's credits involved. No. Revenge is the Jedi way when it suits us. Sure, we'll go with that. Write that down or something, Carth. Come on. Alright, well, does Carth have anything else to talk about?
Yes, what's up?
We ended our last discussion very well.
I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important. It's just, I feel a bit useless. I mean, I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league.
Carth, I'm just gonna back you up a couple sentences. So you mean to tell me that the reason we got into that fight over Terrace is that you thought one hammerhead would be good enough to take on Saul and the entire Sith fleet? Because that's what you're implying right there. What? So you're the reason we crashed on Terrace? Jesus, Carth. And how does that excuse your actions? Why don't you return to the front lines then? Maybe if you pull yourself together, you won't be so useless. There's like the first half is all light side and it's like dark. Why don't you return to the front lines then? And how does this excuse your actions? Yeah, why don't you return to the fight then?
Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I?
I mean, Carth, in the context of this game, like, you're with me, like, this entire time. Like, this conversation happens regardless. Like, I could take Carth on all the missions, and he'd still be like, I'm out of the loop. I was like, what are you talking about? You were literally in earshot of the council talking to me the entire time at the council chamber. And if I took you on all these missions, come on now, you knew exactly what we're doing. Jesus. Not really. I can care less what you think, and that's on the top to mess you up. Don't worry about it, Carth.
No, I do worry about it. I've traveled the lanes more than once. I should know better than this. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
Where's the fuck no answer? No, I won't. Just keep quiet and do what you're told from now on. No, that's not good. I like how it's be a complete dick and tell him to F off, or only if you agree to work with me for once, please.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we, partner?
Now, I want you to keep that same energy after we, get the next star map, please.
Yes, what's...
Anything? Do you know anything about the Grid 6?
I'm not really sure. But you can figure it out on your own, can't you?
Jesus, everybody's talking smack to me. Juhani, do you have anything?
How may I be of assistance?
No, I think you're probably another one that needs something to trigger.
What is it you...
About your past?
Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
This is implying something, but it's probably not. I'm just probably 2 years old, but I already know about the Jedi. Talk about something else. Why do you insist on spewing this trash at me? God, I'm like, none of these are good.
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal.
Well, you must have been looking at some Padawan because their masters are probably saying, "You're reckless. You can't be blah 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 blah." Okay, you can stop now. Tragic?
Well, yes. These Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
Damn straight, I do look divine. Staircases misrepresent themselves. Jedi are not gods.
I know that. I was using poetic license. But those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long.
Did they leave?
Of course they left. They had a war to go fight, so that we would not all be killed by those psychotic Mandalorians. The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations.
And it's briefly touched upon there with Juhani. We'll get into more on how the Jedi as a whole felt about going off to fight the Mandalorians. We're going to find out in the second game, which is a major theme, that the Jedi Council did not like Jedi going to fight the Mandalorians, at least without their approval, that is. What is it so bad?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
As long as you do not let your anger influence you. I have to be a Jedi.
Such anger can lead to the dark side, don't you know? Come on.
It's alright.
No, it is not. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
I'm a very good Jedi, Juhani. I follow all the rules, don't you know? I know the codex from the Jedi archives as best as anybody can possibly imagine. You should get up my level, jeez.
Alright, well that was fun. Alright, what else can we possibly talk to around here? T3 really never has anything to talk about. He has more stuff to say in the second game. In this one, you can talk to him, repair him, and get him some cool skills, but outside of really needing him to unlock some doors and maybe some computer use, he's kind of just there. And we have a new party member we still haven't talked to, HK, which... Let's look at my skills real quick, because it's going to be based on repair, which it's woefully low, which I don't think this is going to go very well, but whatever. Hey, HK.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
I know, and your voice sounds much more high-pitched and whiny in this game compared to the second game where it's silky smooth, but whatever. I would like to know a little bit more about your functionality.
Statement. I know some elements of my functionality, Master, but not all.
I thought you said that removing your restraining bolt would restore your memory.
Qualification. I suspected that it might, Master, but without memory, I had no way of knowing whether or not I knew that was true.
So you lied to me, is what you're trying to tell me.
Qualification. Not so much, Master. I spoke out of ignorance. I assumed the Ithorian was responsible for my memory loss. That does not mean I am not a fully loyal droid willing to serve its master. Right, Master?
How can you know parts of your functionality? How can you not know?
Answer. There have been numerous repairs and tampering made to my system, Master. Several systems are not operating as they should be. The fact that my memory is incomplete may be due to meatbag incompetence, or something else I am unaware of.
Is there any way to repair you?
Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired, Master, but anything in relation to my memory core is extremely sensitive. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate. It is not impossible that other, lesser memory functions could be restored, however.
So, I can restore your memory?
Answer. You may attempt to restore portions of my deleted memory, Master, but some skill at repair is required. The deeper functions of my core memory, however, would still be unadvisable to tamper with. Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I am unaware of any program existence to do so.
So you're saying that your memory might just come back?
Conjecture. There may be hidden programming that awaits certain conditions to reactivate my memory core, Master, but there is no way to know. It is quite possible that tampering has simply erased my core permanently. If that is so, a meatbag will surely pay.
Well, in that last sentence, the foreshadowing is really thick right there, don't you know? So how do I go about restoring part of your memory?
Answer. Simply tell me that you wish to make the attempt, Master, and I will attempt to walk you through it. Please do be careful.
So, in order to get HK fully upgraded, later in the game, you get locked out from this because certain plot points become relevant and things affect the party. Right now, if you want to get the special upgrades and special stat increases for HK, you have to have, I think it's a minimum of repair 12 to 15 should make you good. If you have anything lower than that, you're just going to fail. It's not one of those that you can just mash until you get it. You have to have the certain school requirements. Right now we're at 5, so with my next few levels, maybe I can boost that a little bit, take a gearhead, just so I can get HK fully upgraded. We'll see. We'll see if it's advantageous, avant-garde for us to do that, because, you know, it's nice to show off. It's nice to have those stat increases, but unless you want to have HK with you, it's really not necessary, to be honest. But you get all the nice flavor text, at least there's that. I would like to try to restore some of your memory.
Affirmative.
At least maybe one level of it.
If you believe your skills are up to the task, Master, then I can certainly guide you through the process. Request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well-crafted to perish at the hands of ineptitude.
Are you saying I am inept?
Negatory. No, Master. You are not a
like
droid, however, and therefore your skills are limited by the physical capabilities of your meatbag extremities, or some such.
Listen here, HK. If a droid was programmed to do it, he'd be limited by his programming to do a good job. So I'm limited by my skill ability. Droids are limited by what they know, by what's put in them. So let's get that damn straight. Come on now. I happen to be very good at what I do.
Appeasement. Yes, Master. Of course, Master. Could we begin?
Statement. I will disregard your lack of faith. I find it very disturbing. Let's get it started.
Statement. As you wish, Master. The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. This may take a while. First, you will need to open 3 panels. No!
Oh, Jesus!
This is no good, Master. You have nearly detonated my thermal core 3 times in a matter of minutes. Supplication. Perhaps it would be best if you desisted your efforts for the moment, Master.
Okay, let's give it one more shot.
Statement. Now close the last
Nope, we're not good. Alright, so, yep, even my terrible repair skill is not good enough to repair HK. Like I said, if you're able to do it, if you invest in the repair, you can get him all of his upgrades. His memory will slowly come back and you can get the full story. But if you care about that, that's cool. But like I said, if you don't want to invest in repair, you'll eventually get all the lore from him later on. And Canderous kind of blah. He talks about a story. I think the next one is about how he dropped out of a drop ship, I think. Oh no, that was the first one.
Yeah, what do you want?
he's not very interesting to talk to, at least in this game. The next game, when he dons a different persona, he's a little bit more interesting to talk to. Wonder if you had any more war stories.
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
What do you mean?
We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake. The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive, in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something, or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that.
What happened next?
It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed.
A ship?
We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something...
No.
Yeah, what do you...
More stories?
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Tell me the story of your people.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Did it work?
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
You were a great warrior, Canderous.
Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something...
I don't know. How many of my behind me?
Yeah, what do you... I think I'll tell you a bit about the recent war we had with the Republic.
Damn, I'm
That
way
might be
behind
more
Canderous.
familiar to you. The one where Jedi Revan beat my people. We started by conquering worlds outside the Republic. We did it quietly so the Republic wouldn't really know what was going on until it was too late. When we finally did hit the Republic worlds, they had no idea we were coming. We came in through 3 invasion corridors in adjacent sectors. Anyone who put up a fight, or wouldn't fight, was crushed. we raised whole worlds trying to provoke the Republic into fighting us. I don't particularly enjoy wiping out worlds for its own sake, but the cowardly tactics the Republic defenders used left us little choice.
Now, he did say something very particular. Like, normally his stuff is kind of boring, but if you know what to look for... So he said we wanted to provoke the Republic into attacking. Now, why would the Mandalorians, outside of just the thrill of battle, want to provoke something as large as the Republic? Again, another one of those themes that carries over into Knights of the Old Republic 2, which, did the Mandalorians really attack the Republic just to attack the Republic for S's and G's? Or did something somewhere make them do it to leave the Republic weakened? Very interesting indeed. You had the choice not to destroy them.
They had a choice not to fight. We meet the enemy wherever they are hiding and we wipe them out. A few cities is a small price to pay for a world. Hiding in the homes of civilians, using families as shields, thinking we would not use appropriate force on their bases inside major cities. They underestimated our resolve, and what measures are acceptable in war. Those who cannot defend themselves should not be around those who can in battle. If annihilating a city is the kind of power it takes to overwhelm a Republic shield device, then that's what we did. Necessary force to destroy all opposition.
But killing people, you could have found another way.
I have no time or patience for cowards. They deserve to be hunted down and exterminated like vermin. There was no honor in wiping them out like rats. But some of your forces did redeem the Republic in our eyes. Especially later.
You mean when we kicked your tails? How did they redeem themselves? Later?
Later, when Revan had joined the war. But we'll get back to that. We've wasted too much time already. Is there something?
Yes, I wanted you to continue.
Yeah, what do you... Tatooine is one big...
No, I don't care about Tatooine. Oh, he doesn't have any more. So I guess we're finally caught up on Canderous. So, outside of his random stories about some monster and a gas giant and killing people to, you know, whatever the Republic, there was that nice itsy bit of foreshadowing for the second game in there about we wanted to provoke the Republic to attack. And last but not least, Jolee.
Got something on you.
I think Jolee, we're like super behind with him. Why did you decide to come with me again?
You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Uller in mating season. Oh, frightful.
So you wanted to ride on my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
Listen, old man. Seriously, tell me.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Oh, that means he just talks nothing but shit. Is that a comment on his breath? Do you annoy this person endlessly too?
Oh, very funny. Is it my fault that some people are so easily annoyed? Like impatient little children with blasters. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Is there supposed to be a hidden meaning? Does this story have a point? You're making all this up.
I am not. I've no need to make things up. With my poor memory and all. You just sit still and let me finish, damn it. Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
So why didn't you leave? Are you boring this story? How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
Go on.
Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Yeah. Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed too, or this could have just been gurgling noises. No, well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
Well, ain't that about to be, but how can you even be sure Andor was responsible?
What? Are you kidding? What are the odds of that happening anyway? 1,000,000,000 to 1? You should do so well as to be sucked into the engine of some evil Sith Lord, you know. Andor was a hero. Sort of. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo! Got something?
I don't know. Do you have anything else?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Rambo. What do you say?
Thanks.
Got something?
No, you don't have anything else yet either. Oh, how about that? Also, I wonder if there's a side quest that I just ignored that's even still active. Strange, the food storage seems to have been disturbed recently. No one in the pantry would have done this, so there must be some explanation. Examine it. There is no half-eaten or torn package to indicate theft was past a vermin. It would be more of an unknown person and conducting clandestine raids on your storage. Whoever the thief is, they have managed to avoid detection by you or your companion so far. Maybe a thorough search of the ship will reveal the stowaway. And I kinda know where they are. Is there anything in here? No. This appears to be some sort of hidden smuggling compartment without a proper code. You can't access it. Alright, well, now that I examined the food storage, that should trigger another side quest that hopefully will trigger sooner rather than later. God, I got like super like, I was like, am I playing the second game? I was like, where's the old lady? I was like, oh wait, that's that's the wrong game. Alright, and with that, everybody was talked to. I know that's a lot of talking for this episode, so I thought we can wrap up with the game with trying to get side quests to trigger and wrap up some side quests that I almost forgot about and almost locked ourselves out of it. Let's go take care of those.
Calo Nord is dead, Lord Malak. He has failed in his mission. Forgive me.
The penalty for failure is death.
He couldn't tell me how his blaster worked, so he died.
But the failure was Calo's, not yours. You may rise.
Shall I hire another bounty hunter, Lord Malak?
No mere bounty hunter can stand against a Jedi. I shall not make the same mistake again. My apprentice, Darth Bandon, shall take care of our young Jedi friend.
I hate this dude. This dude is such like a Chad. Here we go. Let's see what this Chad does. The dude just costs like the Sith like all this money just because he's a douchebag. I do want his armor though. His armor is really good. He's not.
Find
His armor is.
Bastila and bring her to me, alive if possible.
As you command, Master.
Oh, there we go.
Mission, is that you? It's me, Lena, remember? I was dating your brother back on Terrace.
Lena? What are you doing here? Where's Griff?
I'm just passing through. Griff and I broke up a few months after we left Terrace together. Probably for the best. Your brother can be charming, Mission, but he's bad news.
Don't you start trashing my brother, you cantina rat. Take that back or I'll smack you so hard your head tails will pop off.
Mission, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting this way?
Now, you're probably wondering what that cutscene was previously, so yep, I came back to Dantooine to wrap up some missions, and Darth Brandon is now after us, and this is one of the triggers I needed to get Mission's story all situated, so you took her brother away and left her all alone on Terrace.
You've got your facts a little backwards. Mission could have come with us if she wanted to. It was her choice to stay behind.
You liar! Griff told me that you didn't want his little sister tagging along. That's why he had to leave me behind.
Is that what the Hutt spawn told you? I wanted you to come with us, Mission. I even offered to pay for your ticket. Why not? I paid for everything else while I was with that freeloader. But he told me you didn't want to leave Terrace. I said we shouldn't even go then. But he said we'd come back and get you after we struck it rich on Tatooine. Just another one of his lies.
No, you're the one who's lying. Griff wouldn't... He wouldn't try to leave me behind.
Maybe he thought you were better off on Terrace. Maybe your brother isn't the man you thought he was.
Think about it. If Griff wasn't trying to ditch you, Mission, then why didn't he tell you where we were going? After we left Terrace, he told me looking after you was holding him back. Griff's always looking to blame other people for his own problems. That's why he abandoned you. He did the same thing to me, too. As soon as I ran out of money, he started blaming me for all of his problems. Like it's my fault his get-rich-quick schemes never work out.
Sounds like you're better off without him.
You damn well know it. He's nothing but a sleazy scam artist. If Mission knew it was good for her, she'd forget he ever existed.
But Griff is my brother. I just can't pretend he doesn't exist. If he was here to defend himself, Lena wouldn't be saying all this bad stuff about him.
Hey, if you want to talk to Griff, go ahead. Last I heard he was going to make a fortune working the Zerka Corp mines on Tatooine. But as far as I'm concerned, he's out of my life forever.
Griff's better off without you anyway, you table-dancing, brother-stealing home wrecker.
I guess that's my cue to leave then. I didn't mean to upset you, Mission. But one day you'll see I'm right about your brother. I only hope it's not too late by then.
And that is Mission's, mission, triggered. So we'll head back to Tatooine, when we're done with our business here on, Dantooine. Now, if only I can get Basilisk trigger to work. I'm not sure what it needs to do, but I do know that now that Mission is gone, or Mission is taken care of, I'd get rid of her, get some Jolee action in here. I know everyone needs to level up. Basilisk, it doesn't really matter for you. I'm not gonna, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll touch on why it doesn't matter in future, but for right now, yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. Might as well get Jolee to advance heal. Probably destroy droid. Oh, insanity, definitely. Because, you know, he's an old man. He wants to put his old man energy on other people. Alright. For the real reason we came here, we never got rid of those Mandalorian bounty hunters. Yeah, we should probably take care of those. Even though he has joined your group, Jolee remains somewhat mystery character. You would be able to speak to him while you come with you.
Got some.
Even though I've already done that. You never did actually say why you decided to come with me.
No, I never did I?
You know, I don't have to take you with me. Are you always going to be this elusive?
Elusive? Me elusive? Obviously, you've never tried to grab a Twi'lek dancing girl after drinking too much Onderan Willick juice. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
Move on to where?
To bed. I'm old and tired, you know.
You don't look that old.
How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters in the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask?
Damn right it is.
You got a smart mouth on you there, you know that? If others could talk, they'd sound like that. I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
What's interesting about my future?
Interest? Well, I certainly don't have a vested interest. Call it more idle curiosity. Your destiny is rather unclear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off, as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
Something like that. I always have nosy Jedi just messing with me. You got that right, enough Jedi watching me, so you're coming along to not offer your opinion?
Your future will come of
Yeah,
its
let's
own
not be mean
accord,
to
trust me.
Jolee.
Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. That can't be all bad.
Nomi? Who's that?
Nomi, Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine, fine lass. Whether you follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
I don't bring you along with your amusement, you know, so you're along as kind of an observer?
Nonsense. If I ever refused to help you when you asked, how confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo! Shoo!
Listen, Jolee, I just like to know what my party members are doing. Also, I don't think I can get Basila's mission to trigger here. So in that case, because we're taking on Mandalorians, yeah, we need to have the Mandalorian himself with us. Now, I don't really care what Canderous has, skill-wise. So I'm just going to auto-level him up because, you know, honestly, outside of being here, I'm probably never going to use Canderous in battle. So I like this squad with me. So let's take out those Mandalorians. Alright, and after walking around a little bit, I finally found them. I could have swore there was some unique dialogue, but, you know, if they're not going to fight me, whatever. Alright, Jolee, you know what to do. Hello. You guys are just standing here. Hello, Mandalorians. Yeah, you guys don't do too well with some insanity. Canderous is like, what? What do you want me to do? I want you just to shoot. And then me, well, I can do whatever. I only have shock? I need to work on they're not doing too well. And that noise is really loud. And Jolee's like, yeah, you guys are screwed. No, I don't want that guy. I want this guy. I know, I'm trying to get this. There. Not too good. Yeah, it turns out that these babies' first quests are not very challenging once you're a little bit more powerful. And you're trying to do this, you know, earlier in the game, maybe, but now, not so much. So I don't think that was the main boss, because there was no, like, skill upgrade or anything like that. Like a, hey, you defeated them all, good job. I still want to say there's one more group. Right, and after much wandering around, finally, the leader has spawned in. Hello, dude. Mr. Sharuk. Does Canderous have any unique dialogue for you? Oh, well. How about we defeat this guy first?
What? Yes?
Alright, well, after that nice detour, Mr. Shirk, do you have any unique dialogue?
Ah, so this is the meddler. You have caused us far too much trouble for a mere Jedi.
Now this is what I've been waiting for.
I will add your head to those of the other Jedi I have killed, and take yet another lightsaber for my own. Now you will know why the Mandalorians are feared.
Oh, there's no unique dialogue with Canderous. It's just, oh, I'm gonna fight some Mandalorians. Oh, well. Well, I doubt you're gonna really survive, because Jolee is gonna be like, yeah, I have insanity now, so you're kind of screwed. Also, this is gonna get really loud. Because with all of our powers going off, it gets really loud. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Shirk. You're not very good. And I'm behind you, so backstab. Oh, he's immune? What? Well, I'm gonna shock you like the dog you are. Yep, and he died. Hello, dudes. You're not very good either. Are you really fighting me with your feet? Like, seriously? Jolee, could you insanity these dudes? Insanity, insanity, choke, and choke. And choke him, please. Oh, he's dead. Well, there's nothing to see here.
What?
Alright. And, with that taken care of, we have taken care of the Mandalorian Raiders. I think that was, like, one of the last side quests that we had. He had some lightsabers on him. That's cool. I guess he kind of did say he had a collection. By collection, he means 2. Alright. And let's head back to that one father guy and tell him we avenged his daughter. Hello.
Excuse me, have you seen a mechanic about? Short fellow, bald. I've been looking...
Well, I'll be a Wookiee's uncle. Davin Coaches?
Jolee? Jolee Pinto? Why, you old freak. Last time I saw you, you were still wandering the galaxy in that old tug. I thought you were dead, old man.
I crashed somewhere and decided to stay.
Yeah, I'll just bet. Damn, old man, you look exactly the same as the last time I saw you. You pickle well.
You're too kind. Not the young lad anymore yourself, I see.
Jolee, care to introduce your friend, Jolee?
What are you, deaf? His name's Davin. Old friend from my wanderer days. By the by, Davin, I really should be running off.
Of course, old man. Oh, wait. If you've been traveling in this sector, I suppose you heard about Sunry?
No, why? What's there to hear?
He's been picked up by the Selkath authorities on Manan for murder.
That's preposterous.
I know. Laura is beside herself, as you can imagine. Maybe you could help them. I'm sure Sunray would appreciate a Jedi's assistance right about now.
Perhaps I will at that. It's up to my friend here, actually. I'm just tagging along.
We could check it into it when we're on Manan next.
I'd appreciate that. Sunry's an old friend. I'd hate to see him hurt.
Same here. Well, it was good to see you again. Give my regards to Alora if you see her.
I will. Be safe, old friend.
Alright, and that's another trigger that I forgot about, but, you know, we're going to be heading to Manan next, so might as well help out with that criminal investigation. Alright, let's turn in our side quest to that dude to avenge his daughter. Oh, hello, John, you're the guy. Hey, I avenged your daughter.
Have you found the Mandalorian raiders yet?
I have fought and killed their leader.
Thank you, young master. My daughter can now, I think, rest in peace. Here is the reward I promised you.
What? What's this? Give me more. There's no need for a reward.
No, please take it. This pitiful amount will never be enough for what you have done for me. Again, I thank you. I will be sure to tell the council of your great deed.
And I got a level. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be great deed going out and killing people, but whatever. Alright, and can we get some repair up? Yes, we can. Just in case we wanted to help out, Jolee, which, you know, probably should. Stasis fields I would like, but I'd like to start working on my Sith lightning. You know, that's always good. And I think for right now, that's where we're going to wrap up with today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a little bit long, and basically we only did a lot of party and character development with all of our cast members, and did a couple side quests here wrapping up in Baby's first planet, but we wanted to make sure we showed off everything. And in the next episode, as we saw with Jolee's friend there, Devin, we're going to be heading over to Manan and maybe finding our star map and assisting on a murder trial. and I hope you join me for that. But until next time, I have been Adam, this has been HMO4 Gaming, and this has been Knights of the Old Republic. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a great day.